life cannot be contained.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Killer Shrew Fans Killer Toy Reviews. We have got yet another Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom review coming your way today in anticipation for Friday, the worldwide release of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Yesterday we took a look at the superposable Indoraptor, and today we've got something even bigger, even better. It is this, the massive Thrash and Throw Tyrannosaurus Rex figure by Mattel. Now, if you recall back in February when images finally got released of what Mattel would be doing for us, this was it. This was, to a lot of people, the definitive T-Rex toy. For me, I wasn't sold on it. I didn't like the promo pictures because of the massive cutouts that we saw that were built in to accommodate the action gimmick that we would be getting with this particular toy. But let me say that in person, I am very happy to eat my words. They are not as noticeable as they are in the promo pictures. This one actually looks much better in person. And today, we are going to give you a closer look at this toy. And as always, we're going to start off with the packaging, do a little unboxing for you, and then we'll get into all the fun stuff. So without further ado, let's do this. So, starting off with the packaging, in the top left corner you've got the Jurassic World logo along with a Try Me indicator on how to work it in the store. I recommend doing that to make sure it works well for you. In the bottom left corner you've got Owen in blue roaring triumphantly, a 4+ years warning, Thrash and Throw Tyrannosaurus Rex written across the bottom there, and then you've got a little diagram of the action features, gigantic bite, thrash and throw, and then not featured here is the stomping sound effects and the gigantic roar. Here you can see the bars have been broken apart to show that the queen cannot be held in, and in the top right corner you can see a roaring button to indicate that this dinosaur is a sound effect dinosaur. And then if we flip to the back of the box, you can see a lovely diagram of the various actions that this dinosaur does, and then you can see Rexy herself peeking out from the left of the box there. But giving you a closer look here, you move the tail for thrashing and throwing, and as you can see, the diagram shows just a simple rotation, and that will trigger the jaws to throw anything that it is holding in it. There on the left side, you can see the various actions. In diagram form, once again, you've got the roar up in the top, and then down in the middle, you've got the bite, and then, of course, the stomping action. So really, this is the total package. Once again, we have the Jurassic World logo in the top left corner, and if we move across the top, you are reminded to get the Jurassic World Facts app so that you can learn more about your dinosaur by scanning the code on the bottom of the foot. As always, we're going to show that to you later on down the road. Also available, what they advertise here are the mini dinosaurs from the blind bags. These are all the Wave 1 dinosaurs, and apparently these make great food for your T-Rex. There's the T-Rex, Apatosaurus, Dilophosaurus, Triceratops, Parasaurolophus, Stygimoloch, Stegosaurus, Ankylosaurus, Velociraptor, Blue, Pteranodon, and Baryonyx. Alright, that is enough hullabaloo about the box art here. I say it is time we bust this girl out of the packaging. So there is the T-Rex out of the box, and it was a very simple process, one of the easiest unboxings. All you had to do was snip the tape and then unscrew some foot plugs, and then she was free. Taking a closer look for you at the head, as you can see, once again, we have the pitch perfect spot on T-Rex head here. Lovely details, scales, teeth that have enough breakup in between them. The yellow eye with the black dot pupil has a nice gloss, and I love the shadowy sort of eyeliner look it's got going on. The paint just looks fantastic on this head. It gradiates so nicely. Mattel really knocked it out of the park on this head sculpture. I mean, the detail is just fantastic. And if we move down the body, it's the same story with detail. Absolutely stunning level of work from Mattel on this model. I mean, just look at all the folds of skin, the bagging up in areas where gravity would be working on them, the wrinkles, everything has been addressed. Just above the shoulder there, you get her first scars showing from her encounter with the Indominus Rex all those years ago. And then we can see more of that cross-hatching leathery skin. Not really scales, but it kind of has that scaly look, the fact that they did the cross-hatching. You can get a good look at the thigh there and all the musculature sculpted into it, along with more scars on the thigh and then at the base of the tail and running down the length of the tail. I mean, this T-Rex has had one rough and tumble life. And again, that veining and the wrinkles of skin continue all the way down to the tip of the tail. Not a single area is left unaddressed by Mattel. Moving back up the opposite side, it's the same story. You've got the veins, wrinkles, bags of skin, what have you. Everything you would expect that was on the other side is also on this side. No screw holes, always a win. Tensing, powerful looking thigh there, and you can see the cutouts. Really, I promise you, they're not that noticeable in person, which is fantastic. And here you can see Rexy's scars from her encounter with the Velociraptor all those years ago, and we come back up to that amazing head, and the fact that the scars are placed in the appropriate area on the right side just shows how much care Mattel took with making this model. Mine unfortunately does have a paint blemish, so be sure to keep your eyes out. The arms are nice and short, but do feature some lovely bulging musculature in the forearm and the bicep area. The hand claws are unfortunately not painted, which is always a bummer. I do wish that they would go the extra mile and do that for us, but hey, I mean, I guess it's what I expect from Mattel at this point. The feet, unlike the Legacy Collection Tyrannosaurus Rex, seem very well proportioned to the rest of the body. The toe claws are done with a nice sleek black color with a nice sheen to it. You've got some lovely plate scalings on the back of the toes, and if we move up the length of the leg, you can see lovely sculpted musculature in the calf region and the thigh, and then the kneecap has also been addressed. I mean, Mattel really did a bang-up job with the sculpture on this Tyrannosaurus Rex. I mean, just look at how much attention they paid to the flexing muscles in the thigh. I mean, it deserves to be praised. It really does. And another thing is, if we move up the legs, and this is also the case on the arm, you've got some lovely bunches and folds of skin gathering up or pulling away from the torso as the creature moves. Lovely attention to detail there. And if we move along the underbelly, you can see the lower jaw is a different color from the throat and underbelly, which is kind of weird to me, but the detailing continues down here with bags and folds of skin, wrinkles, everything. The whole package has also been added to the underbelly, and then we come to the speaker, which once again looks like rotting flesh for some reason. And then on the back right foot, you can see the the Jurassic World emblem. And on the left foot, on the button that triggers the stomping sound effects, you've got the QR code. So now is your chance to scan that into your phone if you want to get in on the digital action of Jurassic World and learn a thing or two about the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, the underbelly is done in this sort of cream coloration that transitions very nicely to the brown. Unfortunately, it does stop at the base of the tail, just like it did on the Legacy Rex. I think it really would have made this thing so much better if they continued it down to the tip of the tail. But they did address all of the texturing going on the underside as well, which is always just, a plus. So speaking of paint, it's really the same color scheme as the Legacy Rex, and it should be because, it's the same Rex. You've got this sort of caramel brown for the base plastic, and then a darker brown dorsal striping and kind of in the muzzle area. Unfortunately, that darker brown striping, like the underbelly cream color, does not continue down the length of the tail. It stops at the base. Really would have tied the whole thing together, I feel like, if they had taken it down to the end of the tail. And then, of course, the cream underbelly. These are minor complaints, in all honesty. As far as articulation goes, it's pretty much the same. You've got the arms rotating here and there. They can go forward. They can't really go out, which is different. The legs can, however, but they don't really want to move forward or backwards. They kind of do, but they have their snap-in positions, and it feels more forced. The feet can rotate in and out as well. And then, of course, you've got all the cutouts for her action gimmick, which I guess count as points of articulation, and now she's not going to stand. Trust me, she does stand okay. There she goes. It just takes a little persuading, that is all. Alright, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. We are going to demonstrate for you the action gimmicks on this Thrash and Throw Tyrannosaurus Rex. So we've got our good friend Chris Pratt here as our somewhat reluctant victim today. Chris Pratt, thank you so much for being our somewhat reluctant victim. So to do this, it's just a simple matter of flicking your wrist forward while holding the tail, as you can see right at the base there, and kind of sizing him up, taking a bite out of Chris Pratt, shaking him around, and finishing with a gigantic Tyrannosaurus Rex bellow. Oh, that is so awesome. And then, of course, you've got the stomping button on the bottom, so you can do, well, you can't really trigger it on my review space, but I'll just press it for you. If you're stomping around, you can stomp on Chris Pratt here. He would probably do it. There you go. You got stomping sound effects, and I just love everything about this. The chomp, the roar, everything is so cool. I am eating my words over here. You know what? I gotta try this with something else. I'll be right back. So we've gone out and gotten ourselves a second victim. It's a...
Gallimimus.
And today Rexy is hunting Gallimimus, and...
How could you miss? He was 3 feet in front of you.
Practice makes perfect, and... she got it. Now for a quick measurement, we're going to bring in our trusty dusty tape measure here. From the tip of the tail to the front of the snout, you're looking at right around 22 inches, which is about 57 centimeters, 56 centimeters. Oops, don't fall on me now, girl. Come on. Come on, you can stand. You got it. You got it. Good. And then from the base all the way to the highest point, which is the back of the neck, you're looking at right around 7.5 inches, which is about 16 or so centimeters off the ground, if I read that correctly. So yes, one of Mattel's largest figures that I know of for the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom toy line. For a size comparison, we'll bring in yesterday's review of the Indoraptor by Mattel. And honestly, Mattel says they're all supposed to be in scale with one another. I don't know if that's the case, really, because this Indoraptor looks huge. Granted, I know it's supposed to be bigger than a Velociraptor, but it should be smaller than the T-Rex, and if we stood this Indoraptor up to its full height, it would honestly be taller than the T-Rex, and therefore wouldn't fit into the building, wouldn't be able to run through the halls like it's been seen doing, so I don't know if that's really the case, that this is in scale with the Rex. I mean, I could be wrong, but it doesn't feel right. And in the same vein as that, you've got the Carnotaurus, which looks a little too big with Rexy. I mean, in the trailers, Rexy was able to just absolutely pummel that Carnotaurus, and if you kind of, excuse me, Rexy, take him and stand him next to her, if they will stand, you can see that, yes, Rexy does stand much taller than the Carnotaurus and is also much longer, but the Carnotaurus still feels like it is a little bigger than it's meant to be. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I'm just not sure I buy this whole everything's in scale with each other bit. And of course, we bring in the Legacy Collection Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, an interesting area of note is, if you take this Rex here and flip her to her left side, you'll notice that she does not bear any of the scars, yet if we take the Thrash and Throw, she has the scars from the Raptor fight and the Indominus Rex encounter, and I just think that's such a cool detail that Mattel did not sculpt those onto the Legacy Collection one, because this was from a few years back before she had her encounter with the Raptors and the Indominus. I mean, they could have just taken the same sculpt and shrunk it down a little bit, but they didn't, which really just shows how much work and care they put into making these toys. So good on you, Mattel. Now, I've heard a lot of people asking which one is more in scale with the toys, the Thrash and Throw or the Legacy Collection. Honestly, I feel like it's both. I mean, keep in mind that Rexy was in the original park in 1993, 25 years ago, and now it's been so much time has passed, so it's very possible that the Legacy Collection Rex is really just a younger representation of the Thrash and Throw Rexy, and therefore is just a little smaller before she grew into her full stature. So I think they're both in scale with the toys. One is just representative of a younger Rexy. So, I mean, you could get both and just have a younger dinosaur and therefore a smaller one. Well, everyone, that is going to do it for our look at the Thrash and Throw Tyrannosaurus Rex by Mattel. Overall, this is a fantastic toy. I think it has everything you could possibly want in a dinosaur toy, especially a T-Rex toy. I think the only things that it's lacking are the real feel rubber skin, but that's just a dream at this point. I think its proportions are a little wonky in terms of its overall size, and I think the tail might stand to be a little longer. And then, of course, the paint, not having the finger claws painted, the cream underbelly not carrying onto the tail, or the brown dorsal striping. But, you know, I mean, those are mild complaints. This is a fantastic toy. It looks like the Rex. It sounds like the Rex. It's got great, easy to activate action features that just take a flick of the wrist, and kids can have uninterrupted play with this thing. It's fantastic. And the whole Kenner, Mattel, Hasbro, who done it better is a moot point at this stage, because Mattel killed it with the Legacy Rex, and then this is like the Legacy Rex times 10, because you got all of the gimmicks thrown into it. So yes, this is a fantastic model. I cannot recommend it enough to fans of the franchise, to kids, to collectors. Go out and buy this toy, support Mattel, make it your way of saying thank you for all the great work that they did for us. As always, I would love to hear what you all think of this model. Do you own it yet? Was it one of your first day pickups like it was mine? Are you planning on getting it? What's your favorite T-Rex that Mattel has given us? The Super Colossal, the Thrash and Throw, or the Legacy Collection? Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments section below. As always, I want to thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Your support means the world to me. And if you feel we earned it today, don't be afraid to let us know we did a good job by hitting that like button down below. And don't forget to subscribe on your way out. We got plenty more Jurassic and dinosaur reviews coming your way shortly. Thanks again, and bye-bye.